amazing influences she's had. She's become a great player.
Hannah Blatt, meanwhile, 25 years old, currently resides in South Florida. And nice return from Genie Bouchard right away. Hannah Blatt is a Canadian junior squash prodigy, played professionally and in college as well. Strong racket background. It's a great ball from Genie Bouchard. Has a lot of length to her game and now a lot more knowledge of the game, as you explained. Strategy-wise, she's on it. Hard to pass somebody with that much reach.
Truly, truly. Nice approach from Bouchard. And again, that tennis background, you know, someone that doesn't mind seeing that slice return at all, you know, weaponizes it and takes the net accordingly.
2-0.
Former world number 5 in tennis, Genie Bouchard.
In what?
Point.
In pro tennis, reached a Wimbledon final. She was the first Canadian to do so. 2 Canadian players going at it.
I'll have to look into this tennis thing.
3-0.
Made a semifinal last year, too, in Vegas.
Side out.
Did Genie Bouchard. Lost to Kate Fahey, so big strides for Genie Bouchard in 2024.
Point.
Ball was deep. A great clean stroke from Hannah Blatt.
1-3.
That's out too. Good pressure from Hannah Blatt on her way up to the kitchen.
Two, 3. Side out. 3-2.
Approach just a touch wide, though, for Genie Bouchard. Quick side out. Hannah Blatt back in the mix.
Two, 3. Side out.
Tight game here, getting some good shape on the ball. Volley, dished off by Bouchard.
Great court coverage from Bouchard. She's a great mover, world-class footwork. Ryan Sherry has spent a lot of time with Genie Bouchard, helping her get to know the game a bit better. It's one of the things that stood out for him. Nice drop volley from Hannah Blatt in response.
Smart, can't forget about it. It's a smaller court, but got to utilize all of it. The drop shot is so good.
Point.
Yeah, the 15 and the 21 seed. It's a pretty evenly matched up match we have here. Could go either way.
That's right.
This isn't the Annalie Waters first round type blowout situation.
Point.
Nice spot for Hannah Blatt.
Truly.
Ball out of reach for Genie Bouchard. And the winner of this one will face Brooke Buckner or Kaylin Campbell.
4-4.
So there's a congratulations for winning the match. Tough next round, no matter what.
Side out. Side out.
Grindy match so far, as you pointed out, Rob. Both sides. A lot of patience
4-4.
from the baseline.
Oh, man,
Point.
what a point.
Another look at the setup. Punch volley down the line, sets up the winner. Great movement from Hannah Blatt. Multi-sport background.
5-4.
Tennis, soccer, ultimate frisbee, track, flag football, you name it. That's wide
Side
too.
out.
Genie Bouchard finds the corner.
I'm sorry, all I heard was ultimate frisbee.
That's right.
You mentioned
You know
Ryan
a thing or
Sherry.
two
I'm sorry.
about that? You know a thing or two about that?
Oh, or 3. That was out.
Side out. Again. Maintaining your out call. Referee timeout. We have a challenge of the out call. The out call. Point.
And Hannah Blatt takes over a 2-point lead. But yes, to your point about Grayson Golden, a great mind of the game, has caused some disruption in men's singles this year as well.
6-4. Side out.
Miss serve, however, Hannah does seem to be moving very well.
4-6.
Light on her feet.
Nice.
Point.
That's the angle that Genie Bouchard was looking for.
5-6. Point.
Clean shot for Bouchard. Another look at it here. Inside out,
6-6.
finds the inside of the sideline, ties it up at 6. Wow, another great ball deep to the backhand of Hannah Blatt, who's trying to find the backhand of Genie Bouchard. 1-point lead, swings back to Bouchard.
7-6. Side out.
Gets away with it. Hannah Blatt doing work.
6-7. Point.
That's too good. Hannah Blatt ties it up. What's the X factor with the way this match is swinging back and forth so far?
Blatt's got the reloads. She's using that backhand really well, and she's keeping it on court. Both players are keeping the ball low and not
7-7.
letting up. Hannah Blatt has the belief, and she's putting it to work.
Point. Eight, 7. Point.
Another patient point paying off for Hannah Blatt. And Genie Bouchard with some intriguing numbers here. After winning the first game, she has a 92% match win rate.
9-7.
After losing the first game, that number drops pretty drastically. So,
Point.
That's wild.
almost a must-win situation for a
Game
player
point.
like Genie Bouchard. Not looking good so far. Hannah Blatt with the first game
10-7.
point of the match.
Side out.
Wow. And the closing shot at her fingertips. Threw it into the net. Genie Bouchard's still alive. You saw the numbers.
Yeah.
She needs 3.
That was a pretty epic stat you threw up on the board there.
Thanks to our great Pickleball TV crew.
7-10. Point.
Right on the line. There's one for Bouchard.
Eight, 10. Point. Timeout receiver, 9-10.
Okay, little run for Genie Bouchard.
Time in.
Right now it's game time.
9-10. Side out. Game point.
Game point number 2 for Hannah Blatt.
Blatt. Deep return, takes the net, forces an out ball. Gets that serve.
10-9. Point.
It's
Game.
good.
Timeout. Game ends.
And Hannah Blatt takes the first 11-9 monstrous performance as well. Lots of good matchups across the board, especially for the
1-0.
first Grand Slam event of the 2025 campaign.
Point.
Yeah, I'll be going back and watching that Kwangdong Julian Arnold matchup. And also that J.W. Johnson versus Mo Alhouni match. That's going to be a good one as well. You can catch 'em right now on the Pickleball TV app. Oh, that was ripped.
Point. Three, 0.
Yes.
Point.
A brand new Bouchard here on center court.
Looking to defy the odds. And Jack Sock sitting courtside watching his mixed doubles partner go to work. Jack Sock will be the next
4-0.
match on against Eric Roddy. Sunbathing in the desert.
Point. Timeout receiver, 5-0.
Jack Sock showing us his good side.
Time in. 5-0.
Another heavy ball from Bouchard. Sets herself up
Point.
nicely. The adjustments have been made. And with Genie in this mode, Hannah Blatt is simply outgunned.
6-0. Side out.
That's too good from Hannah Blatt. What adjustments specifically are you seeing from Genie?
I'm just seeing a lot more athleticism and more sharp movements and a little more crisp on the shots. So you know, her
0-6.
speed and pace and timing are all much better than they were in first game.
Side out. Six, 0. Point.
Just shadows that ball down for another point.
Heavy ground strokes right now from Genie Bouchard. A lot of depth. Hitting them with a lot of
7-0.
purpose, too.
Yeah, serving and taking the net first.
Oh, how about that volley from Hannah Blatt? Explosive first step. Pockets the angle, out of reach for Genie Bouchard. So we're playing a tall player. Angles seem to be the name of the game.
Nice. I'm writing that down.
0-7. Point.
Big serve to follow it up for Hannah Blatt.
She's going to have to chip away.
One, 7. Side out. Seven, 1.
Great pressure from Bouchard. Explosive movement to the kitchen.
Point.
And a nice pass Out of reach of Hannah Blatt. We see Annalie Waters hit that shot a lot too on the forehand side. Takes a little bit off of it in terms of depth.
Short serve, side out.
Now that serve was in the kitchen, so no dice. Hannah Blatt earns the side out.
1-8. Point. Two, 8. Side out.
Heavy hitting from the baseline, and Hannah Blatt will surrender the serve back to Genie Bouchard, who's looking to force a third
8-2.
deciding game in the next 3 points.
Ooh.
Point. Can't ask for appeal. Challenge.
Okay, so
It was close, worth a challenge in my mind.
yeah, I think so too.
Still has all three, I believe, on the side of Hannah Blatt.
9-2.
Another
Point.
nice spot, and Hannah Blatt
Game point.
frustrated on her side. A lot of more misses than we saw at the end of game number 1, and Bouchard with the game point.
10-2.
Wow. Epic
Point
finish
game. Timeout
to
change
game 2. Genie Bouchard having to hang on for 3 more shots after what she thought was the winning one. And the Zimmer Biomet Masters will see its first 3-game thriller of the day on Human.
Ball, game 3, time in, 0-0. Point.
Opening point to Hannah Blatt. What was different for Hannah Blatt other than the errors from games 1 and 2?
It was her opponent. Genie Bouchard was a whole new player.
1-0.
Her serve and taking the net, she just stuck to the game plan, you know, stuck to her fundamentals, which are very well ingrained. And she got it done. This game 3 is going to be epic.
Point. Two, 0. Point.
And another one for Hannah Blatt. Genie Bouchard looking to turn things around.
3-0.
Bottle up that magic you explained from game 2. Nice. Just
Side out.
wide. And Genie Bouchard is
Maintaining your
thankful for
outcall.
that. That ball was
Referee timeout. We have
out
a
of
challenge
reach.
of the outcall. The outcall puts us at side out 0-3. We'll now proceed to video review.
Hannah Blatt, less for Hannah Blatt. Let's see what kind of damage Genie
in.
Bouchard can do. You saw the
0-3.
numbers after dropping the first game. Genie looking to defy the odds.
Point.
And Hannah Blatt sends a gift to Genie Bouchard, who opens up the scoring for herself in game 3.
Yeah, not a little, but way too linear. That ball needed to be brushed up so it could make its way back to the court. I'm sure she'll
1-3.
make her adjustments. Genie's turn.
Side out. Three, 1. Point.
That's wide. Great battle so far between these two players. Hannah Blatt bringing the ultimate intensity in game 3.
And sometimes it's as simple as You know, the intent of the shot, she's trying to pass Hannah Blatt
4-1.
and go for a little much. Has to stretch Hannah Blatt out, allow her to hit the ball, and then play for the next one.
Point.
Some great spots to the left foot of Genie Bouchard, taking away her movement. And Blatt back on top by 4. When do you call the timeout if you're Genie?
Maybe in the second half. At 6, you get your little natural timeout, so save that one timeout for the second half here.
That's a nice ball from Genie.
Around 8-10 when it's 8-10.
Well, that's the challenge that you express as part of the mixed feelings for you as a player with the one timeout.
Blatt's there for it. Oh!
She was, and just barely missing it.
Two, 5. Side out.
Quick touch to the towel for Hannah Blatt. She's going to look to get that 6 here.
5-2.
Oh, man, same spot.
Timeout change ends, 6-2.
And the 6-2 lead goes to Hannah Blatt at the end change. Bouchard trails by 4. We're going to step aside for just a moment for a brief break. We'll see what Genie Bouchard riding a 4-point lead against Genie Bouchard.
Point.
Players just changed ends, and Genie Bouchard now trails by 5, and not looking too good for the former world number 5 in pro tennis.
Seven, 2.
Nice.
Point.
Clean finish. Hannah Blatt 3 points away from advancing to the round of 16 and eliminating
8-2.
Genie Bouchard. Quick wheels for Blatt, but Genie Bouchard's height prevails. She's got to go. What does she need to play to in this serving sequence, Rob?
Strike hard, strike first. She's got to have a blistering serve and perhaps get to that net first. Here she goes. Opts to stay back. Misses.
Yeah, I think you're right. When Bouchard is closing, as she did so well in game 2, she was in the advantage.
8-2.
That's a great close from Genie. She's so big, she's so fast. She covers the net really well. Applies a lot of pressure from Hannah Blatt and restricts her options, doesn't let her do what she wants to do. So if Genie can keep that, her offense is a good defense in this situation. There it is. There it is.
Yeah, right on cue. Quick close. Finds the angle. Out of the air.
She can't hear us, can she?
Perhaps she can. From the VIP section.
3-8.
Here she goes. There for it. Blatt. No.
Point.
Just wide. That would have been the winning shot, though, for Hannah Blatt. Instead, Genie Bouchard takes another explosive movement up to the kitchen. Is the winning ticket for Genie Bouchard, and the fans are reminded they are not allowed to assist with line calls.
4-8.
To the middle.
Point.
No.
Compact backhand for Genie Bouchard. Hannah Blatt was targeting the opposite angle. Instead, sends it wide, and Genie Bouchard.
8. Point.
And a miss for Hannah Blatt. And she does have a timeout.
Timeout receiver, 6-8.
She will use it, as Genie Bouchard once trailed 8-2 in this one. It is now.
Defense against Blatt. It is shutting her down.
Time in. 6-8.
Let's take a look. Here we go.
Oh, wow,
goodness.
what a battle from Hannah Blatt.
Genie even recovered the net for that option. Nice lob defense from the Blatt side of the court. Ball in hand, good timeout. Here we go.
8-6.
Ooh,
Tied out.
Bouchard survives it. Takes the serve right back. No points for Hannah Blatt.
6-8.
Wow,
Point.
great placement from Bouchard. Just bunts it to the corner to set herself up for the finishing touch. And 5 unanswered points for Genie Bouchard.
7-8. Point.
Wind will take that one
Wow.
from Blatt there.
Tie game. Genie Bouchard storms back from 8-2 down.
8-8.
6 unanswered. Big gusts of wind coming through center court.
Extremely big.
Point.
Wow. I mean, look at the wind conditions here. If you can't hear it in our microphones, it is a big gust. And Genie Bouchard right now riding the advantage. 2 points, and this match is hers.
9-8.
That ball is going to be out.
Bouchard with match points. 8
Time in.
points straight.
Match point.
Looking for 9.
10-8.
Ooh, 3 times to the backhand, not the charm for Genie Bouchard. Hannah Blatt battles, saves, match points. What will she do on the serve?
8-10.
It's 1.
Tied out. Match point.
Match point number 2 for Genie Bouchard. Your targets become a lot smaller when you only have a slim alleyway to work
10-8.
with. Wow,
Game match.
the winning touch for Genie Bouchard. It's in. 11-8, the finish in Game 3. Genie Bouchard moving on to the round of 16, but that was close, Rob Cassidy.
Hard fought by both sides. Fantastic back and forth. And just those minor adjustments in that strong offense from Genie Bouchard to get it done. Well done.
We'll send Genie Bouchard to the desk for a winning interview on her way to the round of 16. Coming up next.
It was Genie Bouchard taking down Hannah Blatt in 3.
Down 8-2 in the third. Genie Bouchard said, no, not today. I'm moving on to the round of 16. 11-8 in the third. Moving on. Great effort from Hannah Blatt, but not enough against the Genie Bouchard.
Welcome to the Pickleball Central Desk. Karen Blackwood alongside Matt. Genie, there was a battle out there. Barely lost the first game. You come back, you win the second one fairly easy. I know the wind is swirling, but what did you really need to do well in Game 3 to come back and win the match?
Yeah, when I played the second game, I really liked that side of the court better. It was against the wind, so so I feel like my shots had more control, and I was able to swing through them. On the first side I started on, I just felt like the ball was going anywhere, and I was just making all these loose mistakes. I do feel a little rusty, first match back, first match of the year, so I'm happy I fought through that.
It was a close first game. Obviously, you lost at 11-9. The stats said you had a 5.9% chance of winning the match after that. Was that going through your head? Obviously not. Did you feel confident?
I mean, who makes these stats? Like, who's in charge of this? That's a little shocking to me. I did not feel like that mentally. I just thought, I was going to get the rust off, the nerves out in that first game, and just keep trying to play and get some more practice. Honestly, I think we just played a lot of good points.
Speaking of practice, take me through a Genie Bouchard practice session on a pickleball court. What are we working on right now?
I always ask whoever I'm practicing with to run the practice because I still don't know what I'm doing out there. So
after all these years,
you're asking the wrong person. I like to work on what I feel like I need to work on the most. So I feel pretty comfortable in singles. I would say I work more on the dinking stuff and like kind of skinny singles drills or like dinking game drills for doubles. And singles, I feel like it's more like physical. You just got to be in shape and be able to kind of cover the whole court.
Last year was your first year on tour here, now coming in. What have you learned from last year that you're really going to take into this year? Maybe something that surprised you about pickleball?
Well, it's just a unique, it's different than tennis. So like in the formats where we play a lot of matches in one day, that was something I learned this year. When I made the semis in Vegas, I had, I think, 4 matches that day. And I know they're shorter than tennis matches, but that's still kind of weird for me mentally. I just think also how quick the matches are. Like, you can't let yourself get into such a hole, which I did today, so I'm not even taking my own advice. You can't let yourself have a couple loose errors because that's like half of a game.
Right.
This is your first year at the Masters. Green courts, all white. How does this compare to the All England Lawn Tennis Club? Is it similar? Do they like it here more?
Is this a real question, Matt? Or?
Yeah.
You can answer it however you want.
I mean, I love the tradition of Wimbledon. I love the all white, so I think it's really adorable that pickleball is doing that as well. I heard some players. I heard players complaining about having to wear all white. I'm like, it's literally one tournament a year. I think you can make it work. I just love history and tradition like that. I think it's cute. We're trying to grow. We're trying to become like tennis one day. So I'm all for it.
Yeah, I love it too. You finished the year really strong. Your singles really started to come in. And so what would be your goal, maybe for the Masters, but just this year as well?
Just keep improving. I want to play on more Sundays. I played on like one Sunday last year, so the goal is to play on more Sundays. Hopefully improve to the point where better players want to play doubles and mixed doubles with me. That's kind of on my bucket list. To play with like someone really good would be fun.
Who would be, if you could pick a girl to go play doubles with right now, who would it be? You can choose anyone.
Well, obviously Anna Lee.
Yeah,
would say.
without her, maybe.
I mean, any of the top players, like, I'll just go down the list and I'll tell them to you. Anna Bright, I mean, I played singles against her, actually. She's going to singles too. I played with her in the EXO in Dallas, that fun event we had. So she seems really fun and obviously really good. So, I just have so much respect for all these gals. I mean, they're so good and I'm not, so.
No, you're definitely getting there. Absolutely. But
Very
congratulations and good luck.
Thank you so much.
We're going to switch our attention to men's singles. We have Jack Sock